Hello, I'm Camilla Tyler, and this is Tyler Hill and Vile. And today we're going to get into disruptions to healing. You know, you be on your way somewhere, trying to heal, trying to do every good thing for you, and you get disrupted. There are four components to getting disrupted: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. On the physical side, it's food, water, thoughts, habits, and movement. On the mental side, it's thoughts, overthinking things, hydration, both drinking water and cleansing your body with water, and the lack of mental nutrition, meaning you got to give yourself some positive affirmations. On the emotional side, we can stay in negative emotions: anger, sadness, procrastination, um, emotional maturity. You know, the blame game. It's not your fault. You point your finger at somebody else. Manipulating the emotion of others to mask your own immaturity. Yeah. At some point, especially when we're children, we're really guilty of that one because we don't know what else to do. But if you're still carrying that energy as an adult, I suggest you like seek some professional help with that one. And on the spiritual side, knowing your truth but not living your truth. Your daily practices, your habits, feeding the spirit, watering, cleansing the spirit, rumination, going over the negative in your mind, body, and soul over and over and over because you can't believe what has happened. You can't believe that people can be so cruel. You can't believe you fell for it. You can't believe it happened to you and you're highly intelligent. So, to remedy these disruptions to healing, we have to have corrections. Correction is very important because it sends a message to the universe that you know what's happening, you know what's going on, and you're willing to change it. So, on the physical side, you have to find the daily habits that promote healing. Nutrition, food as a medicine, or it's poison. It's either good for your body or it's hurting your body. Water, how much does your body need? You need to find that out for yourself. Some people say half your body weight in ounces. Other people say 8 to 10 cups a day. And some people swear by taking a bath every day. I think you got to find what's right for you. On the physical side, we can retrain our brain to think good thoughts. And you do that by catching yourself daily. It's better than ignoring yourself. We all catch ourselves having a negative thought, telling ourselves something that's not true. And then on the physical side, you have to move your body every day. Move intensely one day to moderate the next, but move. Keep your body in motion. Very important. A lot of people go to work every day. A lot of people walk every day. Some people get up and stretch and do yoga. you find what puts you close to your balance, because I'm not going to say be in balance, because it's very hard to be in balance, but you know what it is when you're there. On the mental side, corrections look like seeking resources, professional help, tools that promote healing, learn what your mental nutrition looks like, and clarity is cleansing. So once you get that clear mind, some people have a hard time, especially if you're under the influence of substances, which can be more than chemical substances like drugs or alcohol. It could be shopping, it could be sex addiction, it could be negativity, it could be food addiction. There's a lot of things that we can overdo that we don't need to overdo, that keep us disrupted our healing process. So on the emotional side, correction looks like you're seeking your emotional maturity, and you're learning to control your emotions. Now, when you're a child, that falls with your primary care provider to guide you so that as we physically mature, the guidance leads to emotional maturity. Some of us never received this guidance. You know, that's when you say it's okay to be angry. We all have emotions and so on, but we're never guided past having the emotions and how to turn them into actions that promote greater healing. And so when you're no longer a child and that care provider is no longer there, it's up to us to gain that emotional maturity and keep our emotions from controlling our lives. Because as we know in this society, anybody can walk around angry day after day and spewing shit all over the place, all over everybody. But that's not the emotional mature thing to do. So, and then on a spiritual level, how to correct these disruptions. You go within, you talk to God, you build a relationship. A lot of people these days don't believe in God, and hopefully I can help you with that, because there were points in my life, my young adult life, where I didn't believe. But I got shown repeatedly why I believe. And the biggest reason why I believe is I'm still alive. And I know for a fact I'm not supposed to be alive. So you go within, talk to God, you get to know yourself. You have healthy daily practices like getting good food, drinking your water, moving your body, you know. Your spirit needs food and water, so you have to give it plenty of that too. You can't just rely on the scripture, lean not to your own understanding, comes to mind, which the meaning of that means have faith in God and don't lean to what you think you know. And then on a spiritual level, to stop rumination, you have to embrace what has happened. Own your experience and find the lesson. And that's a really important thing, because when you own your truth, you can get closer to God and He can guide you. As as we say sometimes, order our steps. So I got Acts chapter 16, verse 31, verse 16 to 34. Truth of consequences. To believe in the truth of God and live in the glory of the consequences. That's what healing is about. You know, it's I think it was Joseph who was beaten and in prison because of the belief, and then the whole fast to it. That's the glory of healing. And then Acts goes on, 26:22, truth to the power, a call to speak, correcting our disruptions to healing changes us so that we can help others get liberated. That again is what our human mission is here on this earth. And then 2 John chapter 4, walk in your truth, love and truth. Truth needs love, a continuous partnership. One of the biggest disruptions to spiritual healing is not walking in your truth with love, i.e., know your truth but not living it. It happens. It happens to a lot of us. And we get stuck here sometimes because we fail to realize that's actually what's going on. So, the disruption of thought steals your power to believe. You can't lean to your own understanding. You have to have faith in God. And you got to understand that. I think that's Mark chapter 9, verse 23. The power is in believing. And the disruption of thought, it just steals from us. And we don't get the opportunity that we should be giving ourselves. So, probably on a daily basis, that used to happen to me a lot. And that's what led me to having doubt and disbelief that God is real. But let me tell you, people and entities have come for me every single day of my life since I was born. And I would not be here if there wasn't a God. I would be dead. They would have succeeded in one of three ways. They would have killed my spirit, and I would be trapped in a disruption of drug addiction, alcohol, sex addiction, or they would have gaslit me so much that I would have mentally believed that something was wrong with me and taken myself out, which leans more to my understanding and my story is I took that route, but God said no. 6 times he said no. Sorry, I got something for you to do. And then the third thing is on a physical level. Pow, pow, bang, bang. Hit by a bus or a car or a truck. Yeah. One day, I walked in front of Bluebird, number 257, a school bus. But again, God said no. When I think back to these times that I was disrupted and was not healing, each time I'm saved, some invisible force that I can only attribute it to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Gandhi, any of these ascended masters could have grabbed me by the hand. Archangels, spirit guides. It doesn't matter who God uses to reach you. All that matters is that you get reached and you change your course of direction. But when you're somebody like me and it has happened to you so many times, you don't have a choice but to believe. Otherwise, you drive yourself crazy, and I'm not crazy. As you can see and hear and feel, that is the truth. So again, my story, I'm still waiting on the truth. Still waiting on a good, beautiful soul to come and tell me my real name, my birthday, my parents, where I'm from, what has happened, and I know it's coming. Camilla Tyler, Tyler Hill and Vibe. Have a blessed day.